And buffalo cows, they do kill more people than lions each year.
There is an elephant.
What is it doing?
Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. Our tour starts with landing in Istanbul in Turkey. The airport lounge offered a sweet 3-hour stopover, and we had enough time to relax and have some drinks. After we ate some very good food, we continued with another 7 hours flight and a short stop in Rwanda where we didn't have to leave the plane. After flying for 1 more hour, we finally arrived in the Pearl of Africa. We have no time to lose, so we start our 7 hours drive to Queen Elizabeth National Park immediately. The sun rises slowly as we drive along bumpy roads through the villages outside Kampala, the capital of Uganda. Our first stop is the Equator. It's just a small sign, but it's a cool experience, and of course, a nice photo spot. Uganda is one of the few countries with the unique opportunity to straddle the northern and southern hemispheres simultaneously. Please, also don't forget to buy a souvenir at this special place. After that interesting stop here, we continue our journey. We're coming closer to the city of Mbara, and you can clearly see that the country is getting greener. If you get hungry on the road, you should try a Rolex. This is a popular dish in which an egg and vegetable omelet is wrapped in a chapati. We passed a football stadium, and because we are football fans, we wanted to watch Uganda football. The office was guarded, but the game is free. While watching the game, we chatted with some locals. The teams are organized in a company football league. Back on the road, one last stop awaits us. We want to see the Twin Lakes. We were told that if you propose at the Twin Lakes, your bond will last forever, because the formation of the lakes is a female bottom and a male peak. The locals also said that many twins have been born near the lakes over the years. Do you think this can be true? Write a comment and let us know. After a journey of nearly 36 hours, we finally arrived at our lodge at Queen Elizabeth National Park. It's not very crowded, and the staff is really nice and tries to help with everything. They told us to be careful at night because Elephant Joseph comes to visit this place from time to time, and even some hippos have been seen here before. How can you not love this place? Come with me, I'll show you around. You may not believe it, but you can spot wild animals at any time from up here, especially at dusk, of course. We have to get up early tomorrow and start our safari at 5 a.m. in the morning. So after our dinner and a Nile beer, we now need to go to bed at the Crocodile Cottage. It's the next morning, and we're looking forward to our game drive. It's called a game drive because you'll be the winner when you see the Big Four in Queen Elizabeth National Park. You might be wondering why Big Four and not Big Five. It's because there are no rhinos here. By the way, one of the best pieces of advice for you is to start your safari as early as possible. We can't believe it. We are only here for 5 minutes, and lions are already blocking our path. Other cars immediately join us because the drivers talk to each other to win the game for their clients. It's an unforgettable experience to see those lions in their natural habitat, but without wanting to spoil anything, it gets even better. The lions slowly move away, and we can go on with the game.
So in Queen Elizabeth, we have 4 types of antelopes. We have this one, it's called Uganda cob. I will show you the waterback. I will show you another type of antelope. It's called waterback. I also have the topi and the bushback. Those are all antelope, but with different names.
The Queen Elizabeth National Park was renamed from Kazinga National Park after Queen Elizabeth came for a visit in 1954. After a short drive, we discover number 2 of the Big Four. A huge herd of buffalo stands right in front of us, but something much more interesting has just been reported to our guide. We can't believe how lucky we are. A leopard is just a few meters in front of our car. A dream comes true because not everyone gets to see this majestic animal. We arrived at the perfect time because it quickly disappears into a tree. Some vultures are already waiting for the leopard to leave some food.
We can have breakfast anytime, but we can't see lions anytime.
Another group of lions appears in front of us. But then, something strange happens.
Oh, sunrise, promise you'll take your time as you kiss the sky with your golden light. I'm not ready to call it a night.
Yeah, guys, this is nature. After this wild ride, the lions went back to sleep, and we needed to get some breakfast. There is a place in the park where you can have a snack, buy some souvenirs, and get out your car to use the bathrooms. But please still stay alert. The animals don't know where they're not allowed to go. To our surprise, we found number 4 of the Big Four near a lodge a few meters away. We went outside to see it, but suddenly the elephant made a step in our direction. The guides screamed at us to step back, so we left it alone. Our successful game drive ends here. Now it's time to go on a boat safari on the Kazinga Channel. After the game drive in Queen Elizabeth National Park and a great lunch in our lodge, we went to the Kazinga Channel for a boat cruise. It is home to one of the highest concentration of hippos in the world, with estimates of over 5,000 individuals residing in its waters. The channel was formed around 12,000 years ago by tectonic activity and volcanic processes in the region.
Kazinga Channel is the channel that connects 2 lakes. That is George in the east and Edward in the west. We have 2 main activities that do happen on Kazinga Channel water body. Mainly that is fishing and tourism.
While our guide tells us some interesting facts about the channel, the first hippos already came across. Hippos are highly territorial animals. Dominant males will aggressively defend their territory from intruders, including other hippos and potential threats like humans. That's why we always get a little bit nervous when the hippos are watching us and dive down. Hippos typically live in groups known as pots or bloats, which can range in size from a few individuals to over 100. But hippos aren't the only residents here. There are a lot of reptiles too.
We have reptiles like agama lizards, Nile lizard, and Nile crocodile.
The boat cruise continues and we see the first antelopes on the bank, but then it gets way more exciting when a herd of elephants appears. Elephants need large quantities of water for drinking and bathing. And because the water is scarce inland, the elephants like to come to the Kazinga Channel.
Elephants spend a third of their day while eating. That means they do eat too much. In a single day, they can feed 100 to 150 kilograms of roughage or forages. That's the main reason as to why they come down on the shores to take a lot of water as they feed on soil, while looking for a catalyst for those undigested forages or roughages in their stomachs.
Elephants, therefore, have a high nutritional requirement and must consume large quantities of plant material, as this is low in calories and nutrients. By the way, an adult elephant can consume between 100 and 200 liters of water per day. That's a lot, isn't it? We just wanted to continue the boat cruise, and suddenly we're startled by a hippo. I think it is just making fun of us, but it's still a bit scary when they appear so close to the boat, especially when you're focused on the elephants and totally forgot them being around all the time. Our guide tells us that hippos sometimes kill for fun and that they already showed aggressive behavior a few times. Luckily, these were friendly. Then the boat cruise takes us to the other side of the channel. To be honest, it is a good feeling not having hippos around us for a few minutes. The African fish eagle and the yellow-billed stork are the first animals to greet us on the other side. But of course, there are not only these two who live here. There are lots, and I mean lots of hippos on this side. It's definitely not a joke that the Kazinga Channel is home to maybe the largest concentration of hippos. At first, they are relaxing calmly in the midday sun. But suddenly our boat wobbles and the engine stops. Our captain says, a little surprised, "Oh, we crossed a hippo." At this point, we and the hippos get a little nervous. They are clearly more active now and also grunting. But luckily, none of them is showing any more interest in us or our boat. As we continue on the shore, our guide suddenly spots an albino hippo. These animals are so rare that there are only a few documented cases of them in the wild. Unbelievable! This is one of the rarest sightings we ever had. Just around the corner, we discover this huge elephant with big tusks. What a majestic creature. And the next two are already waiting for us. Look how close we can be. Did you know that elephants often use their ears to express their feelings? When they are angry, they spread their ears wide, stand them up, or hold them rigidly to the side. This makes them look bigger and more frightening. Okay, buddies, we'll leave you alone now. We are almost back at the starting point when we suddenly spot a buffalo without its herd. The African buffalo is also known as the Black Death because it is strong and resilient and resists predators. This makes it one of the most difficult animals to hunt in Africa.
And buffalo cows, they do kill more people than lions each year. That's why at times we refer to them as mafias.
With this beautiful buffalo, our Kazinga Channel boat cruise comes to an end, and we are going back to our lodge to enjoy a relaxing evening. After our incredible boat trip, we returned to our lodge and didn't know there was a birthday party. The people of Uganda are very hospitable and invited us to join them. Of course, we were happy to take part and treated ourselves to a few drinks at the party. On the way to our room, we really met Joseph the elephant. The staff had told us about it when we arrived, but we couldn't imagine that this would really happen. What an experience! The next day begins, and we have a 7 hours drive ahead of us. The so-called vervet monkey also says goodbye to us, but believe me when I say this wasn't the last monkey on the journey. A few minutes later, a baboon family blocks the road. Always close the window in this situation if you don't want an uninvited guest in your car. The bumpy roads are definitely the most strenuous part of the whole tour. You really don't get anywhere fast and always have to plan more time than the navigation system tells you. We are now at our first stop, the Mutesa II Stadium. The Uganda Premier League is currently playing, and we want to see Kampala's Express Football Club. The stadium can host about 8,000 people. The locals were very interested in us and asked a lot of questions. For example, why we are here and want to watch Uganda football. We just want to see the passion of the people and get in touch with the locals. The stadium fills with the craziest fans in Africa. Not only they come on motorcycles, they also arrive fully painted to cheer on their team. Just look at the passion of all these people. Express FC doesn't disappoint and dominates their opponents. At the end, they won 3-1 so that the fans could leave satisfied. Now it's time to visit the capital city, Kampala. Our first site is the Independence Monument. It commemorates the country's independence from British colonial rule on the 9th of October in 1962. The monument is an important symbol of national pride and the unity of the country. Kampala is the economic center of Uganda. It is home to numerous companies, financial institutions, and markets. The city is home to a rich cultural life, with over 40 ethnic groups living together in harmony. Look at the traffic and all these people. I could totally watch this all day. After an extensive stroll through the city, we reach Kampala bus station. Seeing this bustling center of activity is just crazy.
Express passport photos one, express passport photos one, express passport photos one. Linya madara, tukube ekifaananyi size yonna gy'oyagala. Tutunda frame z'ebifaananyi size yonna gy'oyagala.
Just imagine to search for your bus here. I don't even know how people here know who gets to drive first, but it's really fun to watch the action from above. Kampala has lots of shops where you can buy everything your heart desires. By the way, if you're from Europe, for example, people or kids may call you Muzungu. It's not meant to be mean. It's translated to something like people with white skin or light-skinned person. After walking almost 8 kilometers, we decided to have a Ugandan cocktail by the pool of our hotel. Thank you for watching our journey in this great country. And don't forget to like and subscribe and travel on.